Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial of Mitchmatics. In this tutorial I will be showing you how to find the mean. So what the mean is, it's just the average, or it's calculating the average of a data set or a list of numbers. And the average is just a single value number that tells you generally where all the numbers are, or what number best represents all of the numbers. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do two different data sets, and I'm going to show you the steps that you need to follow just so you can easily do this. So it's the same process with any data list. So mean is just a measure of center. So it's just a measure of where the center is of data. Where is my center? So when it comes to doing mean, it is only best used when it is a data set that has a symmetrical or is evenly distributed. So if you have a lot of outliers, which are just values that are really big or really small, then those are actually going to make your mean not very accurate. So if you have a lot of outliers or just dots on a dot plot that are very far to the right or very far to the left, the mean isn't the best choice for finding your measure of center. But let's start, and I'm going to show you how to find mean now. So let's find the mean for the first data set. Alright, so the first step that you're going to do with your data set is you're going to first add up all the numbers. So I'm just going to add all these numbers up in a row. So I'm going to add 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5. So now I'm just going to add these up. So you can use any way to add them up. I'm going to do it based on place value. So I know that these two make a 10. I know that this will make a 7. And this will be a 9. So 9 plus 10 will be 19. Now the second step in the process is you're going to divide by the number of items in your data set. Or in other words, you're going to divide by the number of numbers. I like to call it that. So if you notice up here, this is our formula. Mean is the sum of numbers divided by the number of numbers. Or again, you're adding all the numbers on top and then you're dividing by the number of numbers. So let's count our number of numbers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 numbers. So I'm going to divide that 19 by a 5, and that's my step 2. So my 19 will be divided by 5. So now you would have to do long division. So all you need to do is divide 19 by 5. So I'm going to do that the old-fashioned way in this case. So I'm going to have 19 divided by 5. So I know 5 can't go into 1, so I'm going to have a 0 there. And so 5 can go into 19, 5, 10, 15, 3 times equally. So I'm going to have 15. I'm going to subtract that. And all I have left is going to be 4. Now I have a decimal place. I'm going to bring down a 0. And so 5 goes into 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3.8 is my mean. This is where my data center lies. So if I look at this data from 2 to 5, I notice that it makes pretty good sense that it is around 2 or 3.8 because 3 and 4 are kind of in the middle. So this is roughly where our data lies in the middle. All right, so let's do our second problem. So for our second problem, we're going to do the same steps. We're going to add the numbers first. So we're going to do 5 plus 8 plus 20 plus 15 plus 22 and plus 2. So again, I am just adding all of my numbers up in my list. So I'm going to do it based on place value. So I see a 20 and a 20. I'm going to have 40. I see a 10, so that's 50. And then so my 10s are done. And then now I'm going to do my 1. So I'm going to try to make as many 10s as I can. So I have 2 plus 8, so that's 10. And then I have a 5, so that's another 10. So 2 plus 8 is 10. And then I have 5 and 5, that's another 10. And then I have a 2. So now I'm just going to add these up. So 50, 60, 70 plus 2 will equal 72. So I'm going to really quickly check that on my calculator, make sure I don't do anything incorrectly. Correct. So now what I'm going to do is with this number, I'm going to divide it again by the number of items in the list or the number of numbers. So I'm just going to count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, I'm just counting the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all I'm doing. So I have 6 numbers, so this is going to be divided by 6. So this is my second step. 72 divided by 6. So this is my first step. This is my second step. So now I'm just going to do 72 divided by 6. I'm going to do long division for my method. So 72 divided by 6. 6 can go into 7 once. I'm going to take away a 6. Oh, yeah, I think that's correct. So I'm going to do 1. And then I'm going to bring down my 2. So I have 12. So 6 can go into 12. 6, 12, twice. So I should have a 2. And so I'm going to subtract 12. And I have 0 left. I have no remainders. So this is going to be a whole number. So my answer will be 12. So this data set here has a mean of 12. And this data set has a mean of 3.8. So that is our mean. So our mean is just a single number that describes where approximately the center data is. So you notice in this one that the lowest number is 2 and the highest is 22. So approximately, based on those numbers, when you add them together and divide by the number of numbers, our mean comes to be out around 12. So this may not be exactly the middle based on if you just look at the numbers, but it is a pretty good approximation. There's 2 more ways we're going to be doing this. We're going to be doing mode and median, and those are just 2 other ways to find the measure center in a different way. So I hope this helped you out, and best of luck.